me to virtual yoga. Virtual, what do they call it? Let's say live and in-person virtual yoga. Which segues nicely into a quote I was going to share at the very beginning, which is okay, I'm not reading it, so it's from memory, and of course the essence will come through. The essence is, with every breath, know you're alive. With every breath, know you're alive. And then you think about, even in your past life, or maybe a busy day at work, way back when we used to go to an office, or whatever it is in your life, like how often you took a moment to just like feel your breath. Like maybe 5 times the whole time, I don't know, not a lot. And such a great gift. And it's taking the time to simply breathe, acknowledge you're alive, feel your heartbeat, give gratitude for, the good, the hard, the ever-present life experiences. So welcome to your practice. Okay, push record. And oh, I did already. Look at me. I'm a genius. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I know we're going to stay seated for a little bit once we come. Oh, no, this is what I wanted to do. I know you're sitting. Nice. We're going to start with the Om. I thought, let's just start with, like, before we even Om, let's just take a downward dog, 5 breaths. If you're not into dog, do something else. And let's just move into this breath. Let's feel ourselves alive. Hands, feet. I say 5 breaths. It could be 10. I'm going to give us like a full minute. So I'm looking at the clock right now, and you come down and just sit whenever you feel I'm in it. Even in the dog, let the eyes relax and the breath relax, and your strength and your softness. And that you are present and alive at this moment. Okay. So just coming up on another 15 or so seconds. But you take your time. If you're digging the dog, you stay there. Yes. A little bit of, oh, that felt so good. I can't wait for more. Take your time. And keep that softness in the face and the eyes as you come back to your seated. Just tuning in to the subtleties of what you've already awakened and invited. And once you're seated, just tuning into this. With every breath, I know I'm alive. Maybe you can connect that breath, awareness, and heartbeat. These 3 places. Heart, breath, and awareness. And we'll add resonance with the voice. We chant Om 3 times. So begin by inhaling to lengthen, and as you exhale, bring the hands together at the heart or on the heart, and then inhale fully to begin. Om. Bowing your chin, release your hands to your thighs, and lift your chin. You could open your eyes, you can stay as you are. Okay, I'm not changing the cross of my legs. You do what you need to do. And let the hands rest and start to take the belly back. I'm going to start with this circling. And so if you prefer to keep your eyes closed, jaw soft, and feel like this stirring is coming from the heart space. So as much as you can, and just imagine the heart is moving forward and back. And then the head and neck just kind of dance along with that. And adding in the breath. Yes. Okay, reverse. Just continue. Feel this sacred movement with every breath. I know I'm alive. Okay. And then I like to move a little bit side to side and bring it back to center that way, like a little pendulum. And then once we hit center, just anchoring your sit bones and lengthening tall. Bring your hands together at your heart, interlace the fingers, and we're going to press the palms down and then inhale, sweep the arms up. And be here in any movement that comes in and feels good, just lengthening and grounding, breathing. Good. Okay, turn this into a cat-cow. So the arms are moving and you're rolling over the sit bones in some way. And if the arms are not happy here, you just find a happy place. Good. Okay, so lift up, press up, lift the heart. And as you exhale, curl in from the heart, from the mid belly, and bring these hands to the floor. You can separate them, bring them down, and then on fingertips or flat hands, whatever feels good, just find your cat-cow. So you're pressing the hands away, curling in, soft jaw. The eyes could be moving, could be closed. Good. Really feel that this is about opening, the hip creases and the groins and the tailbone, the pelvic floor. Good. And the next time you press back, stay in the press back. Spread your fingers, press the hands down and away. Feel the shoulders move towards the heels of your hands. And then let the head drop. Even the shoulders might move away from the ears a little bit. The belly's drawing in. And then pull the floor towards you and lift your heart, lift your chin, and look all the way up. And then we can add a little bit of throat stretching. So take the bottom jaw and take it over the top and then up. And you can add your tongue too. So just like take the tongue out. And just open up the throat here. Keep breathing though. Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, release from that. Come to whatever feels like center. And we're just going to shift the ribs side to side. And the head's going to look the opposite way. So you push the hands towards, let's say, the left. And you shift to the right. And yes. Good. Find your breath. Good. And the next time we shift onto the right hand, keep it planted, take the shoulder down and then lift the left arm. Yeah. And then for some of you, this right forearm might come very comfortably to rest on the thigh with the palm up. And I'm going to press down so I get that right shoulder to move even more. Turn the left hand and crescent over. What are your feet doing? And one more breath. Nice. And then keep that left arm where it is. Turn to look towards the right knee. Take the left hand and reach it down. Place it down on the floor as far away from you. Now sneak that right arm and put the right hand on the thigh. Push into the thigh and lean towards the left. So maybe you take the left shoulder as if it wants to touch the floor. Yeah.
Nice. And inhale as you are. As you exhale, push the right hand into the thigh to start to lift you up. Bring that left hand back.
And then just rest for just one moment, 2 with every breath. Feel you're alive. Feel your expanded energetics inside you. And vibrational energy you can tune into here. Good. Okay, I'm going to change the cross of the legs. Okay, oh, maybe you need a moment, do some of this. And if you know where we're going, if cross-legged, you prop it up, make it happier, sit higher, you create for yourself. Okay. And then just drop in now back to this seated posture as if we just finished our ohms, and we're just tuning in to the inner body, your inner world. Soften your jaw. And on your next inhalation, feel the grounding of the pelvic bone, the lifting of the heart. As you exhale, bring the hands together. This time, find the opposite interlace of the fingers. Press the hands down to the floor and inhale and sweep them up. And then we'll just be here a few moments, just lifting yourself up and seeing, sometimes I think of this as monkey bars. Push up, and then try and keep the hand like they're on the bars, and then hang the body from there. And you see, it's all playtime. So we'll take one more inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, we're going to take the hands forward and down to the floor. And then fingertips or flat hands, find your cat-cow. And this time I'm going to speed it up, but that's entirely up to you. Almost like I'm pumping it. Might even add some noisy breath. Well, I think I'm going to add the dragon tongue now. So every time the heart comes forward, I'm going to move the chin list and stick the tongue out. So good throat stretch. Keep going if you're doing it. Good, one more. And then press back. Take the belly back. Take the chin in. Drop the head. Move the shoulders away from the ears. Soften your eyes. You're just hanging. Then walk your hands forward, and we're going to take it into a cow pose. So you're going to lift your chest, look up, and then maybe we add the throat stretch. So the more you can lengthen and then pull the bottom jaw over the top lip and up, and you're already going to feel a stretch. Then if you just peek the tongue out, maybe it just rests on the upper lip. And then with every breath, know you're alive, soften your shoulders. Good. And then release from that, walk your hands about halfway. And we're just going to do this side to side shifting and feel whatever's happening here. And we'll do one more. Then we'll shift over. Next time you've shifted to the left, we're going to take the right arm up, and I'm just going to reach, open. Maybe the left forearm comes on top of the left thigh with the palm up. Turn the right hand crescent. It's such a glorious pose. Take the left shoulder away from the ear if you can. So you're pressing from the shoulder to the forearm. Okay, and then we don't really come out. You're just going to turn to look over the left knee, reach that right arm, and then put the hand down. Take the left hand to your left thigh, and just press into the left thigh, lean to the right, like as if that right shoulder, maybe it will touch the floor. Maybe that's not the goal. Maybe it's just finding these little tight places. Can I soften my right shoulder, the jaw, the eyes? We'll take ourselves out, and again, I'm just going to sit for a moment or two just to be in that, the energetics of what you have released, what you have expanded. Good. Okay, I'm just taking the hands to the floor and stretch the legs out, give them a little bit of this. Great. Okay. All right. Well, I feel like, yeah, okay. We are gonna stand up today. So I'm gonna start by taking 2 blocks, and I'm just gonna place them there, and then something under your knees maybe, because we are gonna come down onto the knees. So if you have a knee issue, you can probably use a bolster for this whole little stretchy sequence we're gonna move into. So, all right, good. So once you have your block set up, you have your blanket set up, I'm going to start on hands and knees, and we're just going to start to wag the tail side to side. So we've done cat-cow already so many times. It's working inner body, making it a little brighter. Good. So you're just wagging your tail. Feel that the belly's coming in a little bit, the shoulders are moving, maybe the head's moving. Okay, and then I'm going to add so if you have knee stuff, maybe this isn't for you, but let's say come to center for a moment, draw your belly in. Maybe you can lift the feet off the floor. And then I'm going to shift the hips to the right and let the feet turn. And then opposite way. So I'm just kind of rolling here on the knees. That's not happy, then just stay in a happier place. Good. Okay. And one more to the left. And come back. Bring your knees together. Take your hands to your blocks. Tuck your toes under and shift your hips back. And I'm just going to put the hands on the blocks. Take a few breaths here. Okay, I'm going to flip the wrist now so that maybe the forearm or the wrist is on the block and the hands are lifted, fingers are spread. I'm going to press down into the blocks with the wrist, forearm, whatever part of you is touching the block. Maybe the head's going to lift. One more breath. Good. Okay, plant the hands, lift yourself up. Take the left foot, and I'm going to step it forward, and maybe it's going to go outside the block. That's going to give you more space for the hips. Okay, and then we'll just start opening here in a nice way, moving forward and back, and letting your feet move. And if it's very crunchy, just pull your blocks back. So you're just opening. Good. Okay, and then we'll take the lifting of the left hand. So I'm going to plant this left foot, let the toes turn out, so the knees aiming over the foot a little bit. Maybe take the left hand to the thigh first. Start your twist. Lift your heart, maybe lift the arm. You want to tap into the strength, lift the back knee. Good. And then release however you got here. Okay, I'm going to take this right foot now. Oh, I didn't really plan the sides well, but I'm going to turn it to the left, walk the blocks to the front, and then stretch this leg out. So we're in this, Parigasana gate pose. Let's start to roll the foot a couple times. Let the knee move. Good. And then we'll plant that foot flat. So the toes are pointing forward. Doo-doo. Okay, now we're going to wag the tail again, just like we were doing before. Just going to wag your hip side to side. And then slow it down, like really slow it down. So when the hips pull to the right, you anchor the left foot, you feel. Face is soft. And then when you turn the hips to the left, you anchor more into the knee, and you feel that. Every breath. Okay, now the next time your hips come to the left, you're going to shift them to the left. You're going to feel this left thigh, feel the knee, take the hand to the hip, start to turn. Start to turn, and then the arm can go up in the air. It can reach over. Oh, maybe this right hand with the block is going to go out to the side. And we'll just take full Parigasana. Good. Okay. Come up wherever you are, however you have your hands, here we are, we're still on this knee. I'm gonna put this left hand down and just lean over to the right. If you need to bend the knee and do this, let's do that. Good. That's it. Okay, come on back. I'm just gonna come back to the very beginning, so the blocks are gonna move. Maybe you're gonna be facing the other way. I turned, so I'm not sure how you're gonna come up. Okay, love a little toe sit. Tuck your toes under. Maybe you do it with the blocks like we did before, or you come all the way up. I'm taking just a moment or two. Open the feet, open the ankles, breathe, smile, even if this is your place. Place. Okay, move your wrists around and then we'll set up for the second side. So, however you got here. Right foot's now going to come out. And then we'll just start with the forward and back. So, it's really about opening. Opening your experience to moving consciously with the breath. Every place in between the peaks of the poses matter. It's like you never get from here to there without maybe some obstacles discovered. Okay, next time we come forward, I'm going to take the right hand to the thigh, start to turn, and then lift the arm if you so desire. Okay, here I notice my left shoulder's coming up. I'm going to open it. I'm going to push from shoulder to hand. Then if you want to take that back knee up, go for that. Open. Uh-oh, it's a block disaster. Okay, ground into your blocks. Release, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then from here, take the left foot. I hope that didn't happen to anybody else. Walk your blocks around. It happens. Okay, we're doing something. It's gonna happen. Extend this right leg and let's turn the foot a few times. So, no, we're watching the foot move. It's really about what's happening in the hip, maybe even your low back. Okay, now plant the foot. And we're going to just wag the tail again. So move your blocks wherever you need to. And feel that wagging, you're moving the hips to the right. It's going to ground into the left knee. You move the hips to the left. The right foot has to, or the right leg is being asked. Okay. The next time we've shifted our hips to the right, I'm going to move into this gate pose again. So left hand can stay in front. Maybe you take it out to the side. Plant yourself into the block, from shoulder to wrist. Take the arm up. Maybe it comes over your head and just give glory. Anchor into that right foot, friends. Even the left knee, everything that's touching ground is grounding. Good. Okay, we're going to come up. So you just find your way here. Just move right in. The right hand comes to the leg, the left arm lifts. I take the left arm overhead. Yeah. Big stretch on the side here. Huge. For me, anyway. Okay. And we're going to come out. I'm going to come back to face the front. Oh, here it is, the opposite side. So whatever works for you, just come in. Okay. I'm going to sit again. If you want to take child's pose, if you want a downward dog, whatever else you want to do to be in the resonance, just feel it. Good. Okay. So we're going to come back up. So take a moment. Then you find your blocks. Okay. Just going to find your way. And then as soon as we are up, we're just going to take the left foot up wherever it goes and step your right foot back wherever it wants to go. Use your blocks in, far. It's all about just accommodating. And then once you're here, start again with that wagging of the tail, the hips. And just feel what's happening in the feet every moment. Know you are an embodied being. Good. Okay, hug the hips to the right. I'm going to anchor into the feet. If you need to bend your knees, you need to hug less, you need to do whatever. I know for myself here, I'm just going to really accentuate this right hip dropping. So I'm going to lift the hip a little bit and the thigh there. I don't know if you can see that, and just press back. Okay, I'm gonna take the right hand in a little bit so I can anchor into the blocks, not gonna sneak out from me. Shoulder over wrist. Take your left hand to your hip and start to turn to the left. Move the right shoulder away from your ear. Left hip hugs in towards the right hip and maybe the arm lifts. A version of revolved triangle. You're just breathing and basking and feel whatever's anchored to the ground is anchoring. Okay. Release. All right, I'm pulling the blocks in. I'm going to jump switch this because I don't know where this energy is coming from. You just kind of feel. But if that's not in your wheelhouse, you just change legs. And then once we're here, you kind of find your stance. You know, that left foot, it can be turning out a little bit. I'm rocking these hips side to side, wagging the tail. And feel what's happening every time you shift. Your center of gravity. Okay, so be aware. Now hug that right hip over to the left. Feel your feet push down. I know my tailbone's gonna move back. Gonna hug that right hip in, and then maybe, find that, pull that left-handed block in. You're there, find it. Take your time. These are places of balance and imbalance, and Hart demonstrated so beautifully how easy it is. So be very present with every breath. Know you're breathing. Good. Okay, and then slowly release. Okay, I'm going to come to a wide leg, and I'm just changing legs, so I'm facing you. I'm going to move the blocks in. Heel toe your feet as wide as you feel they want to go, and then maybe a little bit more, even just a smidgy. And then we'll pigeon toe a little bit. Okay, I'm going to start with the legs straight. I'm moving the hips side to side. Drop your jaw. Good. Okay, find your center. Just feel, where's center? Can I press from the inner thighs all the way down? And then exhale and fold. And you can stay on your blocks, maybe no blocks. Come into your wide-legged forward fold. I put my forearms on the blocks. Just for something different. I could put them on the floor too. But you be wherever you need to be to just let that head drop, the jaw drop, and to feel the strength and power from the hips to the legs, to the feet, to invite the rest of the body to just drop. Now we went wider with the legs, so if you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so down so far, that helps. So be wherever you are. Breathe and be. Okay. One more full breath. And then find your lift. You push the feet down. Use the hands. Kind of bring yourself back. Okay, I'm not going to put the blocks on their highest, but you go ahead and do that if you need to. All right, I'm going to jump the feet together. I don't know where this is coming from, but here it is. There it is. So whatever it is. Okay, I'm going to rock front to back over the feet like we do. I'll just turn to the side. Yeah. And we did this thing where we moved the feet or the legs side to side on the knees. So now I'm going to just move the knees side to side. So that's where the blocks can be really helpful. And a blanket or whatever your feet are on. Maybe that feels really good. Okay, good. And then from here, we're going to come into ye old child's pose. So take your time, set it up. I'm going to keep my hands on the blocks. That's good night, but I'm changing my mind, guys, because I've been using these blocks for forehead massage, and it's been just so lovely. So, put the block on whatever height and find that place where you feel like, above the eyebrows or between the eyebrows, and then the forehead can rest on the block if you can get there. And then, you just press in a little bit, and you're turning your face side to side and massaging the forehead. And maybe the eyebrows. Maybe you find a place of, I'm going to use the word resistance, and you just hang out there. And sometimes I like to make little circles in that place.
using the pressure of a block, if that feels like a nice place to be here in your child's pose. Listening to the sound of your breath. Okay. So we come onto our tummies. I'm just going to move the blocks aside. This blanket should work out really nice so that the tops of the thighs are on it. Yeah, and then just lie down. Oh, I'm going to put that block under the forehead again. And now I get more of the edge of the block. And just rest here for a moment. And I know we brought the block in, so now there's something happening, but you can just release yourself to the earth. Like, come up to, let's start with a baby cobra. So I'm just going to tuck the toes under, press the heels back, maybe move the legs back and then tops of the feet back to the floor. Take your hands underneath your shoulders and find the lift of the shoulders, the lift of the heart. And maybe the hands can come up, the chin comes in. If your legs want to lift, do that and just be in this extension of the fingers, extension of the toes, lifting of the heart. And lovingly release, come back to your rest. Now turn the toes in, heels out, just to widen the sacrum, low back area. Feel the beating of your heart. It's a miracle on its own. The essence of who you are encased in this beating heart. This place of ever expanding love. That is who you are. No further definition needed. Okay, so I'm going to set up again for cobra. This time I'm going to lift through the arms. So take your time, lift through first the shoulders, up and back, then the heart. Then you feel the hands, you push in and you come wherever you need to be. Maybe you need to widen your legs a little more, give yourself some space. Press the hands down and forward like we did at the very beginning. And then as I push the hands down and forward, I think not so much about, height, but the heart coming through, shining. Feel that. And it's the lift of the heart. Maybe you take that face lift, chin over, upper jaw. And then slowly lower yourself down. Think of the lowering down. It's like, the essence of the pose. Good. And then go right back in. Maybe close your eyes and just feel, oh, what is this cobra? What is this? It's what babies do. We put them on their tummies. They start to look around, lift their heart. What's happening here? And then lower yourself all the way down. Rock your hips a little bit. Okay. I'm going to bend the knees and then just rock these feet side to side like you're doing a windshield wiper here. We'll turn it into an egg beater. I'm going to add some awareness into the feet, some circling, strength into your feet. Let the hips rock. And then change the direction. Good. Okay. I'm going to bring the thighs together. And then I'm just going to let the heels drop towards the hips. Okay. And take the hands back and grab the feet. And if that's not possible, you just reach, flex your feet, find a little lift. You've got the feet, push the feet into the hands, let the shoulders move. You don't need to come up super high. Just being here. Maybe the thighs lift, maybe not. Find your breath. Every breath. Okay, release. Windshield wiper these feet side to side a few times. Couple egg beaters. Good, okay. I'm gonna press up and back to child's pose, but I'm gonna pause so that I can bring something in between the hips and the thighs. So I have a bolster here. I'm just gonna use that. It could be a blanket. You're just gonna shove it in. You know, the knees can be wide. I'm gonna take myself over. I really want to get into this back release. So with the bolster, you know, I'm not gonna come down any further than this. And then just really focusing on that breath to breathe into this back that maybe got a little compressed with those last few poses. And now we're just gonna open that compressed space with your breath and your softening. Okay, one more breath. I'm gonna take a downward dog just to move all of that out. I'm just gonna let the bolster drop wherever it goes and just take your downward dog. Maybe wag your tail, your hips. And if you're here with me, bring the big toes to touch. We'll lift the right leg up. I'm gonna bend the knee and open this hip. So the heel comes down and right knee is pressing up to the sky. Good, and then switch. Feel the shoulders are pressing from shoulders to wrists. You know, even the shape of this pose, you know, we did this. It's our gate pose. So you feel the knees like it's pushing to the floor, and even though it's up in the air. Good. Okay, come on down. Good. Let's take those blocks so they're beside you. Yeah. Let's put the bolster up at the top of your head. And then I'll take this blanket that we have here. I'm just going to turn it torso length. So I have a nice soft cushion. And then if you want to put your socks on or your heating pads, your sweaters, whatever you need to make luxury happen. Okay, so I'm just going to put the head on the bolster. I'm going to maybe take the heart space back more. Take your arms out to the side if that feels okay. And just take a few moments here. Legs stretched out, knees bent, eyes closed, jaw soft. Good. Well, I'm going to keep this bolster under my head and bring the knees into the chest, almost like an inviting in the curl shape, but it's soft. And maybe flex your feet. Okay, I'm just going to rock these knees in and out in a way that makes sense for me. Do what works for you. Let the jaw drop. Good. Okay, and then start to separate the knees out. Let the hands come to their respective knee, and we're just going to rock them in and out like a child's pose. Even feeling this rolling of the hips. Good. And then we'll take a happy baby, however you like it. So the arms to the inside. You know, the next phase is to bring the forearms into the back of the knee and then hold on to the feet here. With this lift under the head, that might just be great. Soften the face, soften the pelvic bowl area, and even let the thighs increase. Use your breath. Okay, I'm gonna rock this side to side. You know, let the feet move as they will, and the knee might come to the floor. But you're in control of this as much as you can. And so keeping it playful. Okay, so we're just cross stitching on the upper mid back area. Great, and then bring yourself back, maybe hug the knees in, and then we'll take the feet to the floor. I'm going to slip the bolster out you have the bolster if you prefer to do that. I'm gonna take the blocks and place them underneath the sacrum. Maybe 2 blocks, you know, so you have a wider base, whatever height you like. So I'm gonna go highest height. But I have to get up on the tippy toes to make that happen. So just support your sacrum anyway, any height. Okay, I'm just heel toeing the feet a little wider out because I'm on the highest height. You might not need to do that, but pay attention to what your hips say, the space they need. And we're just gonna rest here for a few moments. So feel the parts of you that are resting on something. Sorry, and feel the oscillations of your, just throw her out, keep hanging here. Not fully favorites. Very much. Good. Resting as much as you can. Okay, so I'm not going to change too much. I'm going to take the legs up into the air. So if that works for you, then great. If it doesn't, you know, you can just keep feet on the floor and or lower down to a different height. So here now, I'm just going to, okay, depending on how high you have the block. So on the highest height, if you just open your eyes, you're going to see into your own heart and your feet. And if you're on the lowest height, you can still see into your heart. You just have to angle your eyes. And then soften the gaze. Soften the gaze. So you know these parts are there and just connecting to them. This different way of seeing yourself. Feel the sacrum on the block. So sometimes if you move the legs away from the hips a little bit, even if you bend the knees, you're going to change your relationship to the block, part of you resting. So just find that place so you feel the most grounded. Now I'm going to take the hands and hold the blocks. So I know they're not going anywhere. I'm going to release the feet to the floor. I'm going to try and get them to touch at the same time. And being on the highest height is a bit of a challenge, but that's fun. Okay, and then find your way off the blocks completely. Just take them out, come all the way down. Pause here. And we'll release with a windshield wiper. So however you like that to be, it's rocking. Yes. Nice. Okay, bring yourself to center. I have my knees bent. I'm going to take one of these blocks, put it behind the head on its lowest height so that I can just find that almost like the sacrum of the back of your head. Let's say that there's a part there. You'll find it. And just see, you know, and it could be different tomorrow. If you do tomorrow, you're like, oh, that's the sacrum of the head. What's she talking about? Find that place where you can feel the back of the head anchored into the block. I mean, you could use the bolster too, but it's very different here. Okay, bring the right knee into your chest. Now I'm still keeping anchored to the block, but it could soften. Okay, I'm going to stretch the left leg out. That's okay for you. Now we're just going to hang out here. So maybe your hands might go down the shin a little bit. Let's breathe here. Softening that outer inner hip crease. Okay, we're going to extend the right leg and interlace the fingers once again behind the thigh. Press the thigh into the hands. Knee can be bent. Maybe it goes straight. What is involved, like you're standing on it, if that's there today. And then really softening the face, letting it rest, the head rest into the block. Okay, release the outer right hip. Can you do that? Okay, and then we're gonna bend the knee. You can release your hands, take your arms out to the side, bend the knee, take the heel down, and then we're gonna paint lines. So you're just gonna take that foot out to the right, out to the left as you climb up this imaginary, whatever it is. And then we'll take it back down. So just moving the hip. Soft face. Good. I'm gonna do one more really quick. Just a really quick job. And then take the foot down, stretch the right leg out or bend the left leg in, whichever one. Just pause here. Press your head consciously into the block. Soften the shoulders, soften the eyes. Notice if the belly starts to engage. How can you let that also soften? Okay, and we're going to bring the left knee in. And you can have the right leg bent or straight. We didn't move it around the last time, but if you feel like you need to, do that. And then just gonna hang out here for a few moments. And think about the softening. Feel yourself breathing. And staying with that softness as you stretch the leg up and interlace behind the thigh, press the thigh into the hand so you feel the shoulders almost become a part of this. Leg straight or bent, foot active is going to change something. And then releasing your hands and bending the knee, and then just painting those lines up and down, side to side. And we'll just do one more real quick. Okay, bend your knees, take your feet to the floor, release your head from the block. If you need the bolster, it's right there, just pull it in. Come back to windshield wiper. Okay, we're going to take twist. We'll start by twisting to the right. So if you're using whatever you need, you put it there. Okay, I'm going to go right into most crunchy part. So the knees are bent, feet are on the floor. Bring the feet together. I'm going to cross the left knee over the right. Lift the hips, shift the hips to the left and put them down. And then drop these knees over to the right. And then create or recreate what you need. If you need to move a little bit, just, oh yeah, a little crunchy. I just want to bring in, a little bit of movement behind it. If the left shoulder is lifting, very uncomfortable, just rest it on the body somewhere. Just find that breath, every experience. I'm present and aware. Okay, I'm going to change this a little bit. I'm going to stretch this left leg. I'm going to say straight out and walk the right knee back. So come into this, version of when you lift the leg and take it over. Breathe here. And then let your head start to turn to the left. Can you soften something here? Making your way back onto your back and just hang out here for a moment. If you need to shake it out, windshield wiper, hug the knees in and take a moment to do that. We're gonna bring the knees and the feet right together. We'll pop this left knee right over the right, no, right knee over left. Hips lift, shift to the right, put them down, and drop the knees to the left. And then same everything. Being aware of what happens here and how can you make yourself happy. And in the pose. Just finding the almighty breath. Where is it going? What's being invited? It's being acknowledged. I'm just going to change it slightly again, bring the left knee back more over to the center and extend this right leg out. But just knowing that, this is our final pose. I'm inviting that integration of all parts to start to happen here. Okay. And then once again, we'll just find the way onto the back. And I said final pose, but as I come onto the back, I'm going to lift the hips, put the hands underneath with the fingers spread, and then take a windshield wiper with this little outer hip massage. And grounding the hands. Great thing to do. A lot of energy in the hands. All right. Move to center, and then we'll set up for Shavasana. I'm going to bring that bolster in for Shavasana too. So find your way, whatever that is going to be for you. Oh, that bolster, and I have everything here that I need. Put a blanket under the head, and maybe I'll put the blocks in too, because I always do that. And then when I do, I'm like, oh, that's just the best. Yes. Oh, whatever you need. Head covering. I have one more blanket here, so I'm going to pull that in and just create a little ankle support. Just hold it. Just a little. Yes. Good night, all. Taking the time to get comfortable, add what you need. Resting into the resonance of all that you are. Relaxing your third eye. If it needs some attention or some touch, bring it there. Invite in this opening, this place of inner seeing, inner visualization. For in Shavasana, we discover the inner universe within. With every breath, I know I'm alive. When you stay in your Shavasana rest, feeling that permission granted, we're going to journey our way out and just start by dropping your awareness to your heart space. Feel yourself resting your awareness into your heart. And then from that space of love, expanded beingness, start to breathe through the body. Feel the breath expand out through your arms, down your legs, to hands and feet, and maybe to the crown of your head. Let that expanded breath, expansion of your energy, your chi, your prana, let it guide you out. So you start to find movements. You might even be turning the head, wiggling the fingers, wrists, ankles. Just great awareness of this gift of embodiment that you are. You know, you are the light within that animates this body. Just honoring everything as you move your way out, as you rest, and make our way back up in your own time to this renewed state of being. One who has taken the time to connect and save in one breath. But you know, in this practice, you connected with probably 1,000 breaths. It's such a simple gift of offering. As you're ready, friends, and you inhale and you grow tall. And you exhale and bring the hands to the heart and bow your chin, honoring all that you are and all that you offer and all that you bring. With great compassion for yourself and for others. We know the path is not always easy. And seal that with one own inhale. Breathe into your hands, catch your breath, and put there what you need. And at the same time, also honor the fact that you showed up for yourself. That's something to be acknowledged. So
And offering this gift of everything to you and out and beyond these little borders of Zoom and out into the world. So great love, honoring, enhanced presence. Enjoy your day, friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy Sunday.